Welcome to Jurassic World.
Guests, welcome to Jurassic World Minute. We visit Jurassic World 1 minute at a time. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And on this episode, we're discussing minute 101 of Jurassic World. But before we get to that, David, back when InGen Security arrived on Nublar, we pondered, hypothesised all those big words, whether or not the painted helicopter, I was going to say green, but 1 minute it's green, 1 minute's black. The InGen helicopter was in fact the same model, make as the original one we've seen in Jurassic Park, and it is an Augusta 109A. So exactly the same model as what we see Hammond and crew flying to Nublar at the start of Jurassic Park. Here, it seems they've put a false registration number on the tail. That's not what that chopper's actually registered as, so thank you Internet Movies Planes databases for that little bit of information. I'm not sure it's important, but also got to mention here that the original helicopter was written off on March 22nd in 2001 after a hard landing at Port Allen Airport in Hawaii, which we I know we have mentioned that before.
Yeah, that is unfortunately sad. That
presumably it's still a film chopper, or still being flown, but the original Jurassic Park one, March 2001. I wonder if it was involved in the in shooting anything for Jurassic Park 3, just like the aerial plates and that. If it was a chopper in the area they used for all that sort of stuff, filming and that.
I'm not sure actually. That would be interesting if it was.
Yeah, either way, it wouldn't be used much longer after Jurassic Park 3 because it crashed. So got a couple of links up there for those two articles if you want to go and check them out.
Where have you been?
Change of plans. Mission took a jog to the left. I'm taking everything off site.
The embryos are safe here. They can live up to 8 weeks on the generators.
No, you listen. Park's gonna be chapter 11 by morning. Okay, our little side project's about to get a shot in the arm. I don't want a bunch of lawyers messing around with something they don't understand. You get it? Hey, I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Dave, ready to get a minute 101?
I am.
Rightio. The 101th minute of Jurassic World opens with visitors receiving medical treatment, ends with Dr. Wu waiting for Hoskins in the chopper. As we continue to 101, we get that recorded voice continuing. Please report to the nearest health service station. That is, if you're got any injuries. Interesting, they're still bandaging people up here. I suppose there's 22,000 on the island, so that would be delayed triage and that from the Pteranodon incident, where here you still have people being treated for that incident. Hours after the fact, and the fact that they still haven't been able to get everyone off the island yet either, sort of makes it hard to believe what we see here at the Hilton, and then in a couple of minutes' time where we get to Main Street and it's completely deserted. You'd think there'd still be guests ignoring evacuation orders or whatever, and still Jimmy Buffett's having a margarita.
I don't know. This is Jurassic World. This isn't like pretty much just regular quarantine. It's a private island, so if they want you to stand here, you stand there. You don't move.
Yeah. Yep. But as we're sort of looking around the Hilton, we get to see the same sort of shots from security cameras, and we see Lowry rubbing his chin and asks, "Is this what you had in mind?" But no one answers him. He looks around to see the InGen personnel packing up their things and leaving. Here he is once again by himself, talking to himself. He looks around and sees Vivian just standing there holding her jacket, and they say we have to evacuate, there's a boat, and then she asks if he's coming. And Larry looks up at the monitors and sees Claire driving the Unimog and hesitates. And I don't know what's going on with this monitor, because there's 4 camera angles following Owen on the motorcycle still, so that would presume they're using the same footage as the raptors following Owen into the jungle. There's someone on the seat next to Claire just holding a video camera in her face. and there's a camera in the back of the Unimog as well, looking at the back seat where the boys are sitting. So I know he has to be conflicted here to stay, because he can see they're coming back to him, because Claire just said that we're on our way to you. But I don't know if a blinking blue dot saying MRV, MVU12 would do the same thing, but it's just really weird that these cameras are showing what they are.
Then again, probably not. They probably had tracking on every single vehicle in the park, so it wasn't. If like a guest got drunk one night and decided to try to hijack a Unimog, they knew exactly where he went. You know.
Well, we've seen that earlier too with the ACU troopers going out for the first Indominus encounter. There was 3 or 4 cameras mounted to the exterior of the vehicles there as well, so it is probably a maybe not a security thing, but a company procedure that they do have cameras everywhere to monitor everything.
Yeah.
Just because of the seriousness of incidents in the park, because something stupid could close you down, just like they're facing now. But he takes a deep breath and stands up. No, somebody needs to stay behind. And then he walks to Vivian as the music swells and leans in to kiss her. But she knows he's coming because she's read the script and immediately puts a hand up to stop him from stopping, saying, "No, I have a boyfriend." And just like that, Larry is shot down in a blaze of glory. Oh.
Well, you never talked about him, so I didn't know things were serious.
Yeah. I didn't think that. Didn't think that they were together. But in the end, Larry just smiles and gives her a hug, and she asks him, "Is he going to be okay?" And he replies, "Yep."
Most awkward hug ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost the two friends, or I just want to be friends after hug, because you know it's probably going to last time you see him or talk to him or hug him ever again, because they're just broken your heart. So essentially, he's just staying behind because Claire's coming to him for some reason. He knows now that there's a boat. Surely he can ring Claire and say, "Hey, there's a boat, we're all heading to..." Of course, he needs to be there for what happens later in the film, but just his motivation to stay. Maybe he knows that the control room's secure, he's in no danger there. Which essentially, he is in no danger there, because InGen's clearing out, so even the mobile men are going.
Yeah.
But we cut to an aerial shot of the helipad as an InGen helicopter sits there with its rotors spinning. It's not even turning off. Some of the soldiers are securing equipment, one of those big cases in the tail section of the helicopter. And as the minute ends, we can see Wu sitting inside, waiting for his partner to join him. But that will come next minute. Yeah, so seemingly the helicopter's been dropped Hoskins off at the Raptor enclosure for the mission, brought him back so he can watch the mission. It's been sitting here ever since. Now, given the orders to fire up, we're getting out of here. So not a lot to discuss this minute. Anything else before we get to novel comparisons?
Not really.
Alright. As the Unimog chase ends, the three Raptors stand in the middle of the road watching the tail lights disappear into the darkness. Blue lifts ahead and screeches, and the other three... That shouldn't be the other three. The other two join in. Nearby, in the jungle, the Indominus hears them and heads their way. So possibly explaining how everyone ends up at Main Street in a few minutes' time if they keep on chasing after the departing vehicles. Instead of the film where Raptors just disappear in the jungle and we don't see them or the Indominus until Main Street. So
I'm betting they probably made that change just for the cinematic level of it, where you have the raptors just suddenly appear out of nowhere in the movie, you know?
Yep. Yeah, well, here they're going back in the jungle, so they could be going anywhere.
Mhm.
Probably a good time to put some extra guards at the Hilton if they got the taste of human now, want another snack. But one other thing I haven't got here, when the soldier comes up and bangs on the side of Unimog, it is described that he's injured. When we'll record in a minute, we don't know if he was injured or if it was someone else's blood on him, but that's him because he limps to the Unimog, then limps around the back and tries to get the back doors open before he's attacked. So that's how it goes down in the novel. Dave, another quick one, but how about we get over for today?
All right, sounds good.